It was a long, long journey home. Through the valley, past the trees. Good morning. What's going on, Carmen? I am I'm streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. So if you see me looking up and down, that's what's going on. Oh, Chicago. Or is Atlanta where I'm supposed to be? Over the mountains, yeah. I wanted to follow my dreams. So I took the long way home. Good morning. Long journey home. I walked through the valley, past many trees. My dreams. It was a long, long. Oh my God. I could never even express in words how long that journey was. Like I'm trying to look both ways, right? I'm so happy that that song is reaching #1 on the platforms that I rock with, the indie platforms like N1 Music Group. I mean N1 Music. That's a internet group that deals with a lot of music for indie artists and stuff like that. And they do charting. They chart the music, you know. And so Long Journey Home. Hold on 1 second. Let me just see who's in the kitchen so I can let them know that I'm doing a live while they're slamming stuff. Who is that? That's okay. Anyway, I'm back. That was just a family member. She was, washing stuff. So anyway, it was a long journey home. It really was. It was a long journey. Period. Um, I woke up this morning and I don't know. Different. I don't know. I never know what it is that God wants to speak to me, speak to my spirit, or to remind me of, or to guide me in, or whatever. I never know until it just hits me, and when it hits me, it's like I got to share it. So this is going to be for anybody who comes by this live now or later, because you may not see it now, and then you may see it now. And if you see it now, that's what's up. If you don't, that's what it is. But I felt inspired to just remind myself and other people who may be on that journey trying to reach whatever their goal is, whether it's, in business or like me, entertainment, or, just anything, just life. Um, I was inspired to remind myself and other people to always remain humble and always remember to treat people with love and respect. I don't care who they are. I don't care what, you know, no matter how high you climb towards whatever your goal is. And everybody's goal and everybody's description of success is different. Some people that all they want to do is just be, they want to do a solo at church. That's what they want to do. They want to be the soloist at church. That's their dream. That's their goal. They've always wanted to do that. Some people, they want to build just a mom and pop store. That's their dream. That's their goal. That's all they ever wanted to do. Some people, they have dreams of big corporations. Some people just want to just make music. Some people want to be, up there with the mainstream people. Everybody has different levels of what they describe as success and what they want. The main thing that God is putting in my spirit to share today, is regardless of what it is that you're trying to reach for, and whatever it is you're trying to do, always remain humble and never look down on the people who may, not be at your level per se, because everybody's on different levels, kind of like school, your first graders, your second graders, your kin, your middle school, your high school, your college, everybody on different levels of learning. Everybody's on different levels of their journey. When I was younger, like a lot younger, I ain't gonna tell you how old I am, but y'all know it was a lot younger. My whole personality was different. Um, I was I was married. I was 20. I want to say I was about 24, 24 years old. Um, I had just finished, nursing school, LPN school, whatever, and my ex-husband, he had a good job. We were young. We were in our 20s. You know what I'm saying? I was looking good. Yeah, yeah. I used to have a bomb diggy shape, y'all, just to let y'all know. This belly wasn't always here. Had a nice shape. We used to dress nice. We used to be fly, had money, buying cars. Like we was living the life at 24. At 24, we was living the life. Me and my ex-husband, we was living in one of the best three-level condos in Ohio, in Columbus, Ohio. Little Turtle area. If anybody knows Columbus, Little Turtle area is very nice, and it was very, very nice 20 something years ago. You know, it was yeah, it was very, very nice. So anyway, had it going on. My personality back then is definitely not my personality now. You know what I'm saying? My personality back then, I was young and I had all this money. You know what I'm saying? Because back then in Columbus, you could get a three-bedroom freaking half a double for $300. You know what I'm saying? So the cost of living was cheap. But I was making the kind of money, I was making about $1,000 a week. You know what I'm saying? I was making $1,000 a week by myself. And my ex-husband, he was making a good job and he had all the benefits. So I was making all my money. I didn't have to claim no benefits because my husband was carrying them. You know what I'm saying? So we was living the life at 24, believe that. We really was. But my attitude was like I was fucked up. My attitude was not the way it should have been. My attitude was very like I'm the shit type attitude, and I got it going on, and I don't need nobody because I did this all by myself. It was all me, and all y'all need to catch up to where I'm at. And da-da-da-da. My attitude was not the way it should have been. It really was. But with life, with age, and with time, and with life comes lessons. You know, and I went through a season. mm, where God took me through. When I say God took me through the wilderness, when y'all hear me singing this song, Long Journey Home, please know that is coming from a real place. That's coming from a real place. I I don't know. I guess God knew that he couldn't use me like that. He couldn't use me to do his will in that, well, I'm the bomb diggity, can't nobody touch me. I got it going on. And all y'all little pebbles need to catch up. He couldn't use me in that. He couldn't use me in that in that energy. He couldn't use me in that type shit. He couldn't use me because I was thinking that everything was about me. It was me. I did this. I worked hard for this. I got this. I did this. I did that. To the point where I even started looking at my ex-husband like, I don't need you. I can do this by myself. I do not need you. I was in that. Mm, I really was. I could talk about it now. Because I had it go. I'm not gonna lie. I had it going on 24, and you buying cars cash. 24, and you living in elite places. 24, and your bank account's on swole, and you doing whatever you want. 24, you're looking cute. Your shape is on point. You know what I'm saying? All that kinds of 24. That was too much for my little brain to handle. So God took me through the wilderness. He took me through the wilderness. That's what I call it. Um, Everything started changing, and it started happening suddenly. This wasn't no, it was a sudden woof, like Me and my ex-husband split up. I ended up being pregnant. And then I was just like, I'm tired of Columbus, I'm tired of Ohio. I'm just about to go. And I didn't know. And I had just gotten baptized and I was trying to understand this thing called faith. And my friend Carmen, she was like, you know what, I'm spending New Year's in church. And I had never done that before. So I was just like, okay, that sounds good, something different. So I went to church that New Year, that the year before my life started changing. I went to church New Year's Eve, brought it in on New Year's Eve, was like, wow, ended up getting baptized within that same year. It was like as soon as I got baptized, it was like, I was like, what is the hell is going on? I almost felt like Dorothy. I felt like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. I was just like, where the hell am I? This is not, I wasn't here yesterday. This wasn't where I was yesterday. I went from being up here on this cloud, this high cloud of can't nobody touch me. I should have. What was that song by the what's MC Hammer? Can't touch this. I went from there to all of a sudden I found myself on this journey, this faith journey, where I went through being homeless and living in shelter, pregnant, going living, I went from being up here where you can't touch this to I was one of those people. I wouldn't God, thank you, Jesus. I never had to stay on the corner and I never had to sleep in my car. I praise God that I did not have to go through those experiences, but I did go through homeless this experience of homelessness while I was pregnant and living in a shelter and being around the very people that a lot of you judge on a daily basis when you driving down the freaking street. You drive down and you see these homeless people and you looking at you need to get a job. You don't know their story. You don't know their story. Excuse me. I know my blotches and stuff, y'all. I ain't putting no makeup on today, but it is what it is. I'm still a queen. You don't know their story. You don't know those people's story. Nobody, those people who were driving by when I was on crutches. I had just had Isaiah. I was in the shelter. I was living in shelter, domestic violence shelter. Thank you, Jesus. And I had broke my ankle 6 weeks. I had just had a baby. My baby was 6 weeks old, and I broke my freaking ankle, y'all. I was on crutches with a newborn. Ooh, Jesus. In a city that I didn't know nobody but the people that I met while I was there, no family there at that time. Um, and I remember walking down Bouldercrest, trying to catch the bus at different times and being on crutches. Mm. The people who were driving by me didn't know my story. They didn't know my story. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know me. All I seen was this woman walking down the street on crutches, and a few of them stopped and asked me, "Do I want to ride?" Whatever. But they didn't understand my journey. And at that time, I didn't either. I didn't either. I just knew that I was going through the worst freaking season of my life. And I was right here in Atlanta. I was going through the worst season of my life. Oh, Jesus. Now, mind you, just freaking a couple years before, I was living my best life. I was freaking, because you could have told me nothing. You hear what I'm saying? You could have told me nothing. And then fast forward, because that's what happens when God knows that you have an assignment and you're not on the right path to get to that assignment because you're not being humble and you're not listening to him and you're looking too much at your material things, your possessions and things of that nature, and you're not you're not putting him first and all that kind of stuff. When you're in that energy, he know he can't use you like that. So sometimes he gotta take you through them classes. And you don't even be signing up for them classes. This is one of them automatic, you boom, you in the class. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. What the hell am I? I don't remember signing up for this class. No, you didn't. But he can't use you in that energy because that energy is not productive to your assignment, to God's will for your life. Right now, you're in that too much that craziness. He can't use you like that. So he had to take you through some classes. I feel like Because I woke up this morning and for some reason my mind went to Joseph. It really did. It went to my spirit went to the story of Joseph, and I thought about how they treated Joseph. You know, I thought about his brothers and how they were just so mean to him. You know, and they were jealous of him and they were mean to him because of the favor on his life. They was just mean to him, and they threw him in the pit and they took him through all that stuff. They let him go through all that stuff and they watched it. But at some point, once Joseph rose to a certain level, those same brothers, those same family members had to go through some classes. They had to experience they had to go through some situations that humbled them. And it was Joseph, the very one that they had mistreated, who had to be there for them. He had to be there for them. You have to watch how you treat people on your rise to wherever it is you're trying to get to, and how and whatever your goal is, whatever that thing is you're trying to reach. And everyone, like I said, everyone's thing is different. You know, you got to watch how you treat people on that climb. You please, you got to pay attention to how you treat people on that climb, because that climb, how you treat people on that climb will dictate the classes that you got to go through. And how hard them classes is going to be. Whether or not it's going to be just, God just got to tweak you a little here, there, so you ready, because you're already a humble person. You're already, you do good for others. You already, try to watch what you say and do, and you're really conscious and you put God first. Like I said, so the spiritual class that you got to go through is not going to be as harsh as the ones like what I had to go through, because I was you know, them classes was rough. A lot of people judge people, they judge the messenger. They judge people. They like, for me, they might look at me and be like, "You trying to tell somebody you're not this and you're not that, or you don't have this or you don't have that." You don't get to choose who God chooses to send a message through. You don't get to choose that, because you don't know my assignment. All you see is I did this to myself too. All you see is the little hair and the little skin with maybe the little imperfections and blotches and little stomach, and you've seen my journey because I've shared it. So all you see is that. That's all you see. But you don't know what's going on internally. And you don't know what my assignment is. And you don't know why God chose me at this exact moment to say this to whomever is watching or going to watch. You know, watch how you treat people. Show love to people. Show love to people. Even the ones that seem you know, the homeless man with boogers coming out his nose and standing in the corner with a steel cup that look like he ain't washed up in years. How do you know if that's an angel in disguise? How do you know? You don't know, because angels do walk amongst us. Believe that. So how do you know that very person that you just like, how do you know if that's not an angel who's marking down your response to someone who's on a lower platform than you? How do you know? You don't know. Treat people good. Treat people with love. Be honest. I don't know. This is heavy on my spirit this morning, and I'm noticing that whenever I get these feelings like this, there's a reason. And most of the time, you're going to hear this same kind of message or something similar from a different entity that's not connected, because that's how God works. God don't never send you a message just through one person. He doesn't do it like that, because he knows what you need to know that it's coming from him. So he might use me as a vessel, or a messenger. And he might use somebody else, or he might use signs, or somebody might just come up to you and start talking about it. And you're like, wow, I just heard that this morning. Oh, wow, I just saw that yesterday. You know, God will use different ways to bring messages when he's trying to tell you something, or when he's trying to tell someone connected to you something. Because sometimes you'll share a message, and it may not be that that message is necessarily for you, but it might be for someone else who they would have never seen it without you. You got to watch how you treat people. You know, you've seen some of the greatest celebrities go through some of the hardest trials, and it make you wonder sometimes. You see them up here, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, whoop, and you just like, what the hell? What happened to them? I went through a lot of trials. I did. So now I feel like I'm at a place where God can use me. He can use me. He can use me because, I understand. There's more to this life than there's so much more to this life than what you own or who you know. So much more to this life than that, you know. I don't care. I don't know where this journey is going to take me as far as the entertainment thing. I don't know if it's going to take me all the way up there to, what I'm saying, where I'm just like, but I don't know. Or if this will only be the level that God wants me at. I don't know. I'm at peace wherever. It doesn't matter to me. I just love doing what I love to do, you know. So it doesn't matter to me. Money, materialistic things don't matter to me. I'm one of those type of people that, and people who know me know this to be true. I could have $1 million, and I could be, but if God tells me this is where you need to be, and I need you to let go of that, I'll let go of it. Because I know He's gonna give it back to me. I don't hold materialistic things to that high of a value. I don't. I just don't. My life lessons have taught me. People tease me. They tease me about what I wear, my clothing. They'll tease me like, Patricia, why you keep wearing the same shoes? Because they're comfortable. I don't give a damn about what everybody think. Because I don't hold stuff to that. I don't care. I go by what's comfortable. So if you see me wearing the same shoes in a couple different videos, it's because it's comfortable. I don't care what people think. I don't. I'm not in that space. Um, at 24, I was in that space. At 24, it was all about how much money I had, and the car I was driving, and the clothes I was wearing, and how it fit on my body, and whether or not my booty was shaking right, or my what all that kind of stuff. My hair was right, and my clothes, how much did that. But I'm not in that space. Uh, I'm not in that space anymore, and I thank God for not to be in that space. I understand. Giving it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaking together, and rolling over, is in every aspect. So when you do good to people, that's coming back to you. When you give, it's coming back to you. There's always going to be more. But on the flip side, when you don't do right by people, when you are cruel to people, when you are mean to people, when you build up that negative karma, that's coming back too. More. It got that ship rolled both ways. And that's something that I have learned. So I try to treat everyone with love and respect. I don't care what level you're at. I don't care. When I'm driving down the street, if I got $1 or $2 or $10 or 15, wherever I'm at financially, and I see someone, I give it to them. I don't trip about giving to homeless people because I was once homeless, and I understand. I understand the blessing of having only $1 left in your pocket and somebody walking up to you and saying, "Here, God told me to get this to you." I understand the other side of that because I was homeless. Sometimes you can't understand things if you've never been there. But in order for God to be able to use you, sometimes you got to go through them classes so that you can understand, so you can be humble. There's a lot of people who are very fearful of the pandemic and everything that's going on. And I understand that, and I really do be trying to wear my mask, y'all, even though the mask just crazy, but I do try to wear 'em. But I just feel like right now I'm in a season where you know I'm on assignment, and so because I'm on assignment, God is covering me. That's kind of how I look at it, and I look at it like when God says, "Okay, Patricia, your time on earth is over. You've done what you need to do. This is the way that you're going to transition, and that's going to be the way." That's how I look at it. Um, so I don't care wherever God leads me, whether it's to the mansion on the hill or I just stay right there in the urban community on the block. It doesn't matter to me. I am going to treat people with the same love and integrity, and I'm going to be me because I understand that there's more to this life than what we see. So stay humble, y'all. I know that it's sometimes, being humble, and especially, you know, if you're someone that you had to struggle, or you had to work hard to get everything you had that you got. You had to work hard. So when you get to that certain plateau, you might look at somebody else and be like, "This is my sister." And so I would normally tell y'all, hold on, Angela, I'm on live, so let me click off live real quick. So anyway, just to end this, um, just stay humble, and just show other people love, and just be there for people, and just understand that there's more to this life than what you see, because for all the stuff that y'all collecting, or people collecting, celebrities, all kinds of stuff, you can't take a penny with you. That stuff, all that stuff they was gathering on earth is still sitting over there when they transition. So it's more about the love, just the love. So anyway, let me tend to my sister. Peace and love, y'all. All right, let me end. Hold on, Angela. Let me end my live.